Okay po, isang magandang araw sa inyong lahat. Ngayon po ay September 20, 2022, Martes at 96 days na lang Pasko na. Mabuhay po kayong lahat. Inabutan ba kayo ng ulan kanina? Kagabi? Talagang napakalakas, ano? Pero wala po tayong bagyo. Habagat lang po yan. Welcome po sa the stock market today. Ang ating balita ay tungkol sa AbaCore. At bago po ang lahat, ako po si Benji Chodoro, isang retired bank officer na nag-invest sa Philippine stock market noong 2007 at binabalita ko po ang pinaka-latest news tungkol sa inyong paborito pinaka-aktibong stock sa Philippine market. At kung gusto niyo po ng content, niimbitahan ko po kayo mag-subscribe. Kung meron po ng stocks na gusto ipa-review, paki-comment lang po sa comment box at aking prioritize. Hindi po ako financial advisor. Mas nasabi ko po dito ay hindi po financial advice. Get well soon to my dear cousin Marie. We're praying for your quick recovery. Huwag kayong alis dahil babahagi ko sa inyo ang ating financial headlines at ang resulta ng trading sa ating PSE ngayong araw, September 20, 2022, dito lamang sa the stock market today. Okay po, so punta po tayo sa ating headlines at ito po ay galing ng BDO Securities. Paul says BSP to hike rates by 50 basis points. BOP deficit eases to $572 million in August. Private firms' debt to GDP ratios ease in second quarter as economy recovers. So good news po ito, no? MPI pursuing Metro Cebu Expressway project. FIRB decision on work from home to create employment boosts IT BPM sector. So pinayagan, no? The IT and Business Process Association of the Philippines said in a recent decision of the Inter-Fiscal Incentives Review Board to allow work from home arrangements for information technology and business process management. Actually, tama po yan. Kasi you don't need to be in the office naman to perform IT functions just as long as you have the tools at home, ano? At meron kayong, pwede kayong mag-meet through online, no? Okay, so ang ating main news ay nandito po sa business world, ano? At ito'y tungkol sa AbaCore Capital Holdings. At kung napapansin po ninyo, yung AbaCore Capital Holdings in the past few days ay ganyan po yung nangyari, no? Nag-up tapos nag-down, pero ito po yung reason kung bakit nagkakaganon, no? Foreign asset managers acquire stocks in AbaCore. AbaCore Capital Holdings on Monday announced that New York-based brokerage firm and investment bank Auerbach Grayson and Company placed blocks of stock in the listed holding firm with major foreign institutional asset managers. In a media release, a representative of AbaCore said the investment was made due to several factors, such as its robust expansion plans, that it will increase the company's bottom line and boost shareholders' return on their investments. It also noted that AbaCore stock has more room for growth due to its price being undervalued relative to its book value. Kaya lang walang study dito si BDO Securities Kaya hindi natin masabing undervalued, ano? AbaCore did not disclose the amount of or details of the transaction. It also did not identify the seller's identity except to say that the asset managers are based in North America and Europe. The firm tapped WeCap Inc., a boutique advisory firm based in Manila, to represent the sellers in the deal. We are pleased to work with Auerbach Grayson in this transaction. WeCap is grateful for the opportunity to advise clients and directing their investment toward companies that have successfully demonstrated long-term growth potential. Earlier this year, AbaCore said that it was pursuing ventures with business partners across multiple sectors. The company has signed a coal expansion agreement with Oriental Vision Mining Philippines. Under the agreement, ORVI will conduct work on 3 coal blocks from AbaCore in Surigao del Sur. The company is also developing an energy hub that covers 103 hectares in Batangas. It also sold land to a subsidiary of A. Brown Inc. for the development of liquefied natural gas facility. AbaCore has business involved in coal and gold mining, financial services, leasing and gaming equipment, and real estate. So kaya po, ganito po ang nangyayari kay AbaCore. Anyway, tingnan po natin mamaya si AbaCore. So before we go to the index, let me check. Meron po tayong comments here. Clarissa David, may background noise po. Naku, sorry for that po. Dahil sa office po ay hindi lang po ako nag-iisa dito. Pero captured naman po ang aking voice. Ano? I hope hindi po masyadong maingay. Thank you po, Clarissa. Isip Roman, sir, sa fixed income market, ano ang possible impact na nitong 50 basis points increase? Magiging maganda kaya bumili ng secondary market ng bonds? Mag-issue kaya ng another round of RTBC Philippine government? Okay, magandang tanong yan, Isip, ano? Kasi when you say a 50 basis points increase, that's 0.5%. Okay, ang ibig sabihin lang po niyan is that since nag-increase yung rates, mag-i-increase din yung rates ng government securities ng about that much. Ang bonds, magmumura. Okay? Kasi inverse po relationship ng bonds and interest rates. So, kung sa bonds, meron kang, halimbawa, par value is 100 with a 6% coupon rate. Ano? Dahil tumaas ng 50 basis points ang rates sa labas, ang gagawin niya para maging attractive, kasi kung hindi magandang example yung 6%. Halimbawa na lang 3% yung coupon rate ng bonds. So tumaas ng from 3.5, from 3 naging 3.5 yung rates, no? 50 basis points yung taas. Sa BSP, nag-announce siya. So, ang mangyayari dyan is, teka, sasabihin ng may hawak ng bonds, hindi na attractive yung bonds ko. Ang gagawin ko, mumurahan ko siya para yung fixed rate na 3% para maging at par doon sa rate increase, bumurahan ko yung presyo na 100 pesos. Gagawin ko na lang 95. Example lang po yan. May formula po yan para ma-achieve mo yung net resultant interest rate, yung year-to-date interest rate. Ganun po nangyayari. So, nagiging more attractive ang bonds dahil tumaas po yung rates. At inverse po nangyayari. At magiging maganda ba kaya bumili sa secondary market? Yes. Mag-issue kaya ng another round of RTBC? Hindi ko po alam. So, I think you'll have to visit the Treasury website, ano. But, ang pinaka-benchmark po niyan is yung secondary market. Kung the bonds begin na selling at par, begins to sell at a discount, yan po ang indication na gumanda po yung presyo ng bonds. Sir, isip Roman pa rin to, no? Pansin ko bumagsak na stocks this Monday are mostly consumer stocks. May kinalaman kaya ito sa rate hike ng US or nagkakaroon lang ito ng funds from one sector to another? Well, primarily, ang nangyayari kasi is that pina-price in na po nila yung sa US. So, in other words, kaya bumabagsak po yung stocks. It's because in anticipation of a aggressive interest rate hike in the US. At the same time, ina-anticipate na rin yan ng BSP. So, abangan po natin kasi Wednesday po or bukas, magkakaroon po ng meeting ang Fed. At Thursday naman ang meeting ng Monetary Board natin, ng BSP. So, ang mangyayari dyan is if there is an aggressive rate hike in the US, magfa-follow suit ang Philippines.
Yes, that's right.
Okay?
Yes.
Magka-follow suit ang Philippines between 50 to 75 basis points. So kung 100 basis points or 1% ang increase ng US, which is very aggressive, baka 75 basis points ang increase ng Philippines. Yun po. At yan ang dahilan kung bakit bumababa po yung stock market. Because yung rates po ay tumataas, yung borrowing, cost of borrowing becomes more expensive, and since merong inflation, tumataas po yung value ng goods and services, so kailangan po magtaas ng presyo ang mga ang mga kumpanya. But ang main objective kasi ng interest rate hike is to reduce the money supply. Kasi there is a lot of money in circulation, kaya po kinukuha ng gobyerno by increasing the rates in order to reduce the money supply. Kasi money supply causes inflation. Okay? Yung a lot of money in circulation causes inflation. Kaya ini-increase po yung rates. And you, as a ordinary person, saan ka pupunta? Mag-i-invest ba ako sa stock market o maglalagay ako sa bonds? Maglalagay ako sa T-bills na mas attractive yung rates. Doon ako, di ba? Doon ako sa bonds. But if the stocks are more attractive to me, then doon ako sa stocks. Pero falling nga kasi yung stocks eh. So, doon ako sa bonds, sa fixed income. Dahil mas attractive po siya, nagmumura po yung bonds. At yun ang gustong mangyari ng BSP, yun ang gustong mangyari ng Fed. Para makuha niya yung pera mo. Okay? In order to control money in circulation and hence control inflation. Okay? Isip Roman, napakaganda po ng mga tanong ninyo. Salamat po, Isip and Clarissa. Okay po, I hope it's not too noisy ha. Pasensya na po kayo, sorry po in advance. Okay, so tingnan natin ang index and what happened today. Okay, yung PSE index natin, slightly up ha, 11.04 points, 0.17%, almost flat. So, red candlestick lang to no? Pero up po siya ng 11.04 points. So, mukhang nag-hold po yung support niya, no? Ito po yung support ng PSE index Nandito po siya. Yan. So, support area na po yan Ngayon, lagyan lang natin ng bearish to sideways po ang movement, but more on the bearish side, RSI nasa 40.64, downtrend po ang PSE index. So, inaantay po yung news, from the US kung ilang basis points ang baba. Pero naka-price in na po yan Pina-price in na po niya or naka-price in na po. Okay, doon naman sa market activity, 82 companies ang bumaba, 94 ang umabante, at 55 ang hindi nagbago. Ang all-share index flat din, 0.20% up, slightly higher. Yung sectoral indices natin, lahat po ay umakyat, pero slightly up lang po, wala pang 1%. Ang holding companies lang po ang bumaba ng 0.40%. So, wala pong nag-dominate sa sectoral indices. Halos flat lang po ang kanyang akyat at flat din po yung kanyang pagbaba. Okay, so tingnan po natin. Ang ating re-reviewin ngayon ay inyong mga request. Actually, si Chito Gomez, meron po siyang request na SGP and ACEN, but meron pa habol dito si Isip Roman, SGP. Okay, so nakuha na po natin, SGP, ACEN, ABA. Tingnan natin si Metro Pacific at si BDO ay umakyat din, and si FB, San Miguel Food and Beverage, para medyo positive naman tayo today. So SGP po muna, Synergy. Ano nangyari dito? What happened here? So meron siyang baba, Yan. Okay, so naglalaro lang dito si SGP, no? But ngayon ay bumaba po siya, no? So what would account for it? I think there is negative news here, eh. Pinapag-explain siya kung bakit ay tingnan lang natin, no? So SGP ay may breakdown po siya, no? And if you'll notice, meron po siyang, I really don't know kung ano naging news dito, no? Gap down siya. Yan po. So, meron pong breakdown si SGP. Paakyat na po. But, biglang nag-breakdown, ano? So, yung previous support niya ay actually support level nandito, eh. Previous support, ito, eh. Na naging resistance, ano? Yan. And the next support level nandito. I think mayroong news si SGP, no? Na pinapa-explain siya kung bakit nagkaroon ng or hindi niya ma-account or something to that effect, ano? Ito related yata dito, eh. So, tignan lang natin yung news, ano? ERCs to NGCP. Kasi si SGP, yan po yung kumpanya, eh. Ang sabi niya, the Energy Regulatory Commission has directed the National Grid Corporation of the Philippines to explain its failure to procure sufficient ancillary services or reserve power to ensure grid security and stability. In a media release over the weekend, the energy regulatory body said it issued a show-cause order on September 15 to NGCP due to the power transmission firm's failure to comply with the Department of Energy circular issued October 2021. Okay, so I think this is the reason kung bakit bumaba, no? So, Synergy Grid is a sort of a holding company of NGCP. So, National Grid can see one of the C's manages this. So, ang pinaka-support nasa 1210 and there is a breakdown and the loss, the decline is 6.81%. So from yesterday's closing of 13.22, naging 12.32, no? Naging 12.32 or all 90 centavos down. So 12.10 po ang pinaka-support at nag-oversell na po. Oversold na po si SGP, no? Yan. And I think the lower, I think, may resistance dito na naging support yan. 1290. So the next support level is there already. So ito ngayon, ang pinaka-resistance niya, 1290. But this is the previous support na ngayon ay naging resistance. So pababa po siya and wala namang ibang news dito kundi yun, eh. Yan, itong ERC. Ito yung pinaka main news kung bakit siya bumaba. Yan po yung fundamental news niya. And take note, meron pong gap down, ano, na later that na mafe-feel. So, highly sensitive po ang SGP pagka tinatamaan po ng regulatory concerns. And this is a regulatory concern. Yung failure to comply with reserve power rules, may show cause order siya. Okay, ibig sabihin lang po ng show cause, i-explain mo kung bakit nangyari ito. Yan lang po ibig sabihin ng show cause. And usually, written po yan and within X number of days. Okay, hindi ko alam kung how many number of days ito. But may deadline po yan pagka show cause order. Okay, after SGP, ACEN naman, ano? Si ACEN ay, naku, talagang bearish po si ACEN. So, tingnan natin ang press release niya. Ang sabi niya, green term loan agreement. Okay. So, this should be positive, ano, for ACEN. But what's happening is that bearish po talaga si ACEN. And it has been going down, no? So probably market sentiment, no? And because of the interest rate or expected hikes in interest, kaya siya bumababa. Yung stocks natin ay bumababa. Okay. So, meron siyang dollars, but that should be positive kasi tumataas ang interest rates. Hindi, lumalaki yung ano niya. Lumalaki yung exposure niya pagka may dollar loan ka. So, that's right, kaya siya bumababa. And oversold na po yung stock. So, yung pinaka-support, nandito po, sabi nating area ito, support level 655. Yan, 640 to 650 ang pinaka-support level po ni ACEN. And nearest resistance nakita ko dito Yan, 723. So, bearish po ang Ayala AC Energy. Oversold po siya. And then AbaCore. Yan, nagko-consolidate lang po siya. On the short term, it's moving sideways, pero on the medium and long term, bullish po siya. So it has been moving upward since March 17, And lagi po siyang overbought. Most of the time overbought po. May mga few times lang na bumaba siya sa overbought levels. Pero hindi po siya nag-oversold. Nag-oversell po siya dito. But that was 2022 January pa. So, paakyat po si ABA and support level. This is support level already, 227. And the resistance, 278 Pero this is just a few candlesticks, so I wouldn't place the resistance here. And probably siguro, as a guide, 279 po ang pinaka-resistance, so 278 level, 273 level to 279 ang pinaka-resistance po ni AbaCore, which is having investors, foreign investors. So bullish po si ABA. Then Metro Pacific, ito yung yan, laging sideways ang dating niya. Pero on the overall, let's see, I think pababa po siya It has been moving that way. Yan, Yan po si Metro Pacific. And more or less po ganyan po yung kanyang movement. And it has been that way since January, So, yung ating graph or yung ating channel starts in January up to September. At masasabi natin na maaring ito na yung pinaka-resistance niya ay nasa 386, Kasi hindi na siya umakyat doon Hindi na siya umakyat. In fact, bumababa po yung resistance level niya. And yung pinaka-support nasa 351 except here na bumaba siya ng nasa 340 level, Dito siya 344 po dito. Pero maganda po magbigay ng dividendo to at matatag na kumpanya. At yun nga lang, ganito yung kanyang nature ng kanyang movement dahil highly regulated yung kanyang mga negosyo. So ano yun? Yung Manila Water or Maynilad, Meralco, PLDT, Tollways, highly regulated po sila. Kaya po ganito ang movement. Pero kung titignan naman natin yung fundamentals, maganda naman ang fundamentals ni Metro Pacific. Undervalued nga yan. Nasa 6 pesos po with a 61% upside ang Metro Pacific. So, ang pinaka-resistance nasa 386 and nasa 351 naman ang support level. It's moving, it's bearish to sideways. At ngayon ay bumaba pa siya, So, antayin lang nyo pong bumaba sa level ng 360 to 350 at saka po kayo bumili, At yung next level niya po na is mga 380 to 385. Yan po yung pinaka-resistance level based dito sa 9-month channel po natin. Okay. Next, we have BDO. Itong matatag na kumpanya. Yan. BDO is, well, moving sideways also. Although BDO is a good company, in fact it is the leader in the financials, the largest bank in the Philippines. So maganda po mag-invest dito kung long-term investor po kayo, no? So ang pinaka-support niya nandito sa 113. But right now the higher support is here. Ito po, sa 121, yung higher support po niya. And this is the short-term support level. The resistance is here at 130. In fact, umabot po yan ng 140 pero hanggang doon lang po, no? Pre-pandemic, nag-150 po yan. So maganda pong bumili ng BDO when the price dips, no? Buy on the dips, no? And you can never go wrong with BDO. Okay, and then finally we have San Miguel Foods or FB. Naku, talagang bearish si FB. Although umakyat siya ngayon, ha? Kaya lang, talagang mababa siya. Fundamentally, si FB, San Miguel Foods, may buy rating with a 98.8% upside. Nasa 80 pesos po yung kanyang fundamental price, nasa 41.90. I think this is the highest, most undervalued stock ngayon, no? Well, among those which were studied, kasama si Alliance Global, 92.9 yung kanyang upside, or 18 pesos 933. So pinaka-undervalued among those studied by BDO Sec is Alliance Global, followed by FB, nasa 98.8. Yan po. Pero bearish po si FB at nasa support level na po siya. Yan po ang pinaka-support level. And the resistance, yan po, nasa 47. So RSI, nasa 42.81, bearish po si FB. Okay, yan po ang ating report sa stock market ika-20 ng Setyembre. Ito po si Benji Chidoro, nagpapaalala, an investment in knowledge pays the best interest. Maraming salamat sa inyong pagtangkilik at hanggang sa muli. Stay safe. God bless. Bye for now.